Oh, it is Food City Friday, and it is frigid outside, so that means you want to have something good on the inside.
That's
Kirby
right.
Moir, your registered dietitian with Food City, is here talking about planning those holiday meals, some very special meals, and getting ready for, we got Christmas this weekend, we got the New Year's coming up after that, so you want to have something tasty, elegant, and nutritious for all your friends, your family, and all those folks.
And it might be a little late for Christmas shopping for gifts. We're getting down to crunch time, but the good news is there's plenty of time to still plan some delicious dishes.
Yes.
Some of the things we're going to talk about today, I would recommend maybe getting out today or tomorrow,
Right.
obviously. We're not going to be open on that Christmas day, but these are going to take a little bit of preparation. But
Yes.
if you work ahead on these are items you can kind of have ready for guests when they come.
And I have to say, they look very elegant.
Yes.
They really do. And
Small bites.
You did a fantastic job.
Oh, thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. And I wanted to kind of give a spin on a classic Christmas appetizer that we see quite a bit, which is our meatballs with barbecue sauce.
Ooh, nice.
We normally see these maybe in a slow cooker or a crock pot where we pour that in and you kind of forget about it, but we know it's going to be delicious. To lighten this up a little bit, we have a couple swaps. Number one, I'd recommend using a lean ground beef.
Okay.
You're not really going to notice a difference in changing out a little bit of fat, but going for about 93% lean, and then using a whole wheat breadcrumb and an egg for that binder and whatever seasonings you enjoy.
Right.
Now these are nice because you could either cook those meatballs really quickly on the stovetop, and then I threaded them with bell peppers, red and green, and
for Christmas.
That's right, but we're getting that little bite of extra nutrition, a little bit of color added in, and then right before you're ready to serve, you just pop those in the oven to warm, and then those peppers are going to get a little bit crisp. Now the sauce, this is where you're going to lighten that a little bit. We're serving them on skewers to make it easy to dip, but I used a cranberry sauce, a whole cranberry sauce with your favorite barbecue sauce.
So you're kind of cutting the barbecue sauce in half with some cranberry.
Absolutely. And then you're getting a little bit, I think people will come and be like, oh, that little bite of flavor.
Get that little sweet and tart in there as well.
But we're getting a little bit less fat by swapping to that lean ground beef, and then we're not going to saturate in that sugary sauce, but you're still getting that bite. And then really fun just doing the little skewer, portable, handheld, simple approach there.
So you're making sure everybody getting their protein.
Yep.
You're getting their protein.
That's right.
How many ounces? It's like you get 50% of your daily intake of protein.
Yes, there we go, Chris. About 3 ounces of beef.
3 ounces. So you got this for an appetizer. You're getting some vegetables in there. You're getting some really good. You get the cranberries in there, which are good for you as well. So that's a great dish.
Yeah. So this is more familiar. This might be kind of moving something a little bit newer, a little elevated, like you mentioned. And these are little bruschetta bites. Now, what I would recommend doing, I actually went and bought a single tenderloin. Kind of like that fillet cut.
Yes.
I seared that in the pan, got it cooked to a perfect temperature, and then you can chill that or let it rest, slicing it. So then when guests arrive, I just got a baguette, I sliced that, and I actually used the canned bruschetta.
Right there.
You could absolutely make your own, but this is a lower sodium alternative, and because it's already pre-seasoned, it has a really rich flavor.
Oh, very good.
So very, very simple, but we're kind of, again, elevating that there. And I gave it a little sprinkling, a little dusting of feta, almost like the weather we're having outside.
And a little feta goes a long way.
A little bit, yeah. And a bit of that is going to balance the kind of brightness and the citrus, the kind of acidic tone we're going to get from that bruschetta. But that beef is going to be the star there that we're seeing. And a small little bite of that filet, which is going to actually be a leaner cut of beef. So we're taking 2 different ways to get that protein in with those small bites.
And I'm so glad you told our viewers, once you prepare that meat, once you cook that meat, let it rest for a little bit. Give it some time, because it will reabsorb some of those juices, and it'll just make it even more flavorful.
Yes, and actually it will continue to cook also.
It will, yes.
And we're going to be talking about the centerpiece in a minute too, so we're going to give some tips about resting for that as well.
And in beef, it's what's for dinner. It's what we've been saying it all morning. These are some great ways to get some vegetables in there, because you're getting tomatoes and some kale in there and everything. So it's a great way to get that in there with some other great ideas. I love that idea of the barbecue sauce and the cranberry.
Yeah, and again, it's familiar. It's something we know we are enjoying it, but it's a fresh little take, and we love it when it's festive. I've been showing that festive plating all December, so. All
right. Folks, we're going to come back here in just a little while, check out that centerpiece of the dinner table as well, just like she said. If you want to find out more about everything you see here, everything Kirby talks about, go to foodcity.com.